Hello and welcome back. I'm here again with my still life that I've been working on for a couple of weeks now, and I'm getting to the point where I can put in some detail. Since the last video, I've done some work. You might be able to see I've now painted in the bird, the butcher bird. The trees that were in the background that were fairly dark and purpley, I've created a mountain landscape there. The water in the landscape has now become a bit more blue, a bit more tropical, I guess. I've added in a brass tray because really this still life is the hero of this artwork, so I really want that to come into the foreground and to be really obvious. So today I'm going to be working on some of the detail. So I started off with this Chinese pot, and I'm going to keep working on that right now. I've started to put more of the detail in, and I'm just going to keep working on that. So I've got a fine brush, and I've got some Prussian blue, some chromium green oxide, and some Payne's grey, and a bit of dioxazine purple, and that's what I'm going to be working with. So I'm just going to start by working on the palm leaves in this part of the image. Let's see, I just want to make the detail a bit more interesting, a bit more obvious. Obviously I don't want to make it too detailed, I don't want to lose the freedom here, but it helps to have some I guess interest is what I'm after, and just putting in some of the palm leaves and leaving some of the veins so that it's not totally described. You know, when you're painting you can put in enough detail for your brain to take up the rest, and kind of put in what is needed. So you don't have to put in absolutely everything. Yeah, this is coming along. I'm just basically using a mixture of Prussian blue and chromium green oxide, and just creating that palm frond, and taking it sort of down there to meet up with the trunk of the palm. And there are some leaves down here. You might remember that this is an ancient Chinese pot that I'm copying from one of the books that I have, because I don't actually own an antique Chinese pot, although I own some that are quite attractive, but they're not wildly valuable. And we'll pop a bit of a leaf in here. Starting to take shape. I've got the book over there over my right shoulder so that I can actually see what it is that I'm trying to paint. See, I'm leaving some negative space here where the basic structure of the leaf is, so the vein, if you like, and that helps to define the leaf. Okay, now we've got some of that in. Now the woman, this actually is a woman, and she needs filling in. So she's actually wearing a greenish coloured jacket. So just going to give that a little bit of form. Now she's got a top knot, so I'm just going to do that in Payne's Grey. I'm just going to give her face a tiny bit of definition. Just need to put in a bit more here. I'm just looking to see, there's a collar, and the jacket comes over here. Okay, so now we've got a bit more happening. The trunk itself can be defined a little more. So it actually goes right up to here. But I just want this to be fairly fine. I don't want there to be a lot of detail, so just giving it a little bit of an outline. Not too much. And I think that's a bit too definite, so I'm going to blur it. I'm just going to let that watery paint run down so that it gives it just a faded look. There we are, that's starting to come alive. And then there's a bit more of that sort of blurred blue over here. And here. Now you can see that that's going to run, but I don't really mind that. I quite like that effect. There's a bit of a seam behind her here. I'm just going to blot that. Right, now the next bit is the brass tray. You can see perhaps that just down here there is some patterning. It needs to go onto this part of the tray as well. So that is dioxazine purple. the tray's shadows are a sort of purpley colour, so I'm just going to put just some patterning here, very casually, nothing special, and then I'll blur that too, because I don't want that to be too obvious as I blot again. And as it dries, it'll sort of move itself into the picture a bit more so that it's not quite so obvious. Not doing this terribly carefully. That's my normal practice, of course, not to be too careful, to be fairly loose. There we are. That's starting to happen. Okay, so there we have it. This is the painting, step 6. I hope you're enjoying the series, and I'm nearly finished it. I'm hoping to put it out in the gallery very soon. Thanks for watching, and have a lovely Easter. Bye.